This is Abnormal Entertainment.
If I'm going to have a large prehensile anything, it's not going to be my butt.
A prehensile butt. Wow, that's a visual.
Just grabbing stuff. Hold on, let me pick up those papers for you.
I think you've just invented a new Rick and Morty alien.
Hey, get out of here. You are invited.
Welcome to GloryHoundd and the Uninvited Gamers. I'm your host, GloryHoundd, and tonight's Uninvited Gamers are...
Greg.
Richard.
Dr. GloryHoundd.
And me.
Did you just mute all of us so you could do that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's fancy.
I mute you guys every time now because you're freaking butt poop things that freaking interrupt all of our shit all the time.
My butt poop things.
Yeah, you're always saying some fucking ridiculous shit.
That's our theme of the show tonight.
You're
is butt
always
poop
saying
shit.
ridiculous shit, and then like it interrupts my intro.
Oh, now there's a dick involved. Okay,
Well,
ridiculous
that
shit
too.
for
I
a
mean,
butt
like,
poop shit.
Yeah. So it's Halloween.
So I heard you're trying to get on the Dice Tower Prude podcast list.
We can't even get on YouTube with this.
No.
We could totally be on YouTube if we wanted to.
We would just be at the bottom for
It
vulgar
just wouldn't
content.
be recommended to.
I was gonna say,
under
yeah,
18.
yeah.
It's fine.
I have to have some safe space for some gamers. God,
It's
okay.
fine. We should just have a
I got
channel.
it in my prehensile butt.
Okay,
Safe
so
space.
we're down at Games U tonight, and we're going to talk about some Halloween games.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know she's excited when she says it like
Halloween
that.
games.
Australia!
It's my favorite time of the year. Let's do this.
She reminds me of Tom Cruise on Oprah.
What?
I'm so in love.
No.
Kitty Holmes.
No.
Just jumping
And
around
no.
the table.
I
acting
thought
crazy.
that would last.
Yeah,
No.
I
No.
mean, he was jumping up and down on the couch. He was so in love. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
everyone does that.
It's just because he had a hot piece of ass. That's what that was. And
he
it
was
was
probably
young.
real hot.
He was young. So
Well,
like,
when you marry into
like
a cult,
60
it really
or something
does, it takes a
now.
little
I don't
off
know.
of
How
the
old is
top.
he? He's so old.
He's in his
now.
50s.
Yeah.
He looks. Yeah.
He does not look 50.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plastic surgery there, I'm going to say.
On his prehensile.
Or he just.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
he just works out continuously, or it's the Scientology.
Yeah,
That's probably it.
Maybe
It's
he
probably
knows
the
something we don't know.
Scientology.
It's the midichlorians
He
in his
took
system
the-
that
That's
makes
right.
him younger.
The elixir of life with that.
Well, if you pay
like
just,
Death Becomes
if you give
Her,
me
like
just
that little thing.
$10,000, I can teach you how to look 1 year younger.
Oh, really?
That's how Scientology works. You have to keep paying for the next level.
You should start marketing
You want to
that.
be more spiritual? Give me $1 million.
Oh.
How spiritual? How much?
That's
do you,
how- that's-
how much do you love?
that's
How
how the
much
Catholics
spirituality
do it.
do you want to buy?
How much spirituality can you afford?
That's how the Catholics do it. I mean, that's what you do.
In a way.
So Halloween games.
Yeah, sorry. I think I derailed us that time.
That's fine.
It doesn't take.
What's
much.
your favorite Halloween game? Anybody?
She says randomly to the crowd.
Anybody?
Dread.
Dread?
It's a.
Why do you like Dread so much?
Because it's an RPG, so obviously it's in
right.
my
You
wheelhouse.
sound like accusatory. Why do you like Dread?
Why
Why? No,
Why
I like
do you like this?
I like Dread
Who
too.
hurt you?
Where were you on the night of October 31st?
Who hurt you?
I was mostly sitting in my house by myself, waiting for people to come get candy. Anyway,
Just like any night.
That's what most pedophiles do too.
Yeah.
But just substitute house for van.
so because of the Jenga Tower
Unfazed.
aspect of Dread, it is the only game I know of that builds suspense into it so well. that
Right.
everyone starts out like kind of close to the table, kind of leaning, kind of touching the table.
It's like all fun and stuff, and you're like-
and then as the game goes on, they get
You're like,
further
oh,
and further
damn.
back, and they start
Nobody touch anything.
Start sitting on their hands, so because
Yeah.
they don't want to die, and
Right.
eventually somebody dies, and it's awesome because it's
Yeah.
it's a horror game.
Do you want
Right.
to talk about suspenseful games where you're like super intensely into them? I'm gonna have to go once again.
Hungry Hippo.
Zombie 15.
Zombie 15.
Yes.
Zombie 15.
This game is the only game that's
I love that
actually
game.
made me
wanna
make
punch
my-
babies.
It made me
Wow.
make my
I
daughter
should put that on the
cry.
box.
We were
It'll
playing it.
make
Makes
you
me
wanna
wanna punch babies.
It does. So we were playing it, and my kid, darling little kid, like 4 years old, comes up to ask me for peanut butter toast sandwich. I'm like, not now, the zombie horde's attacking.
Go get your own
And
sandwich.
she's like crying, and I'm like, I'm sorry, just go to your room. We
You
got
gotta learn
4
to feed
minutes.
yourself sometime.
There's fish food in your room. Pretend like it's seaweed or something.
Give us 15 minutes.
It was intense.
Yeah.
We decided right after playing that game that we could never play it when any kids were home.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
It was intense. Like if anybody
It's so
gets up to go
intense
to the
and, like,
bathroom.
you're so rattled.
Or like if your kid gets up and throws up because it's 3 a.m. and that's the only time when little kids' hands grow up. It's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Blech.
They're only allowed to throw up if it interrupts your sleep.
Yes. Between the hours of 2 and 4, I find is when she
during
throws
the
up
perfect
most.
REM cycle.
Yep.
Exactly in the middle.
Right when you're getting that
Right.
much needed rest for a long week's
So you
work.
don't murder them, and then they go, bleh, I threw up all over my bed. Oh, okay. But so that's how intense it was that we were playing, and she came up to ask me a question. We were like, not now. Like, I think
time to games are tough with
like,
kids.
I think
Yeah.
like three grown adults like yelled at her. It was pretty bad. So we had to stop and say, we're sorry. Rewind that a minute. We lost a minute.
Yeah,
there.
we lost a minute because of our dumb kid.
Stupid kids.
Stupid kid.
We should have played
Get
this
in
game
your
before
room.
we had kids.
It's like she needs
Dang it.
meals or something.
See, I've solved this problem by not having children.
Well, there
so-
you go. So we play at Richard's house next time.
Exactly.
There's no kids there. It'll be fine.
Yep.
No? Why are you giving me a look?
It's like, I don't want to go over there. It's creepy.
He says he just waits for us with candy. It's
Who doesn't like candy? No.
He's like, game
like-
night's in the van tonight.
He's like the witch that lives
Hey,
in that
guys.
gingerbread house. It's like, hey, little kids.
I'm pretty sure Dan got in a van for a game.
Dan?
Yeah.
I will say, so you want to talk about somebody jumping to the van. So as you guys know, I play Pokemon Go. So there's a person at work that we play with. And we were trying to get a hold of her to let her know, like, hey, that there's this raid going on at the Starbucks. You got to get there. It's timed. You got like an hour. So we drive down the parking garage. We see her. We couldn't get a hold of her beforehand. We see her. We're like, I rolled down the window real quick. And I was driving your red car. So she's never seen this car before. And I was like, Amanda, get in the car. Raid. And she just jumps in. We're like, I'm peeling out of the park like with this thing. And I'm like, wow, good thing we weren't trying to kidnap her. Because that totally worked.
Hold up. So you're driving around empty parking lots.
Picking up chicks
Yeah.
without your wife.
That's right. Yelling at
I
women
love
to
that-
jump into your car.
to play Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Paul
This
was
is
with
sounding,
me.
Oh, well, that's better.
That's not a bang bus
Yeah.
special at all.
I understand the way you feel. So I asked her, front or back. I was very polite.
That was nice of you.
No,
That
she's
was
nice, but I just thought it was funny that she jumped in so like easily. I just rolled down the window like halfway, and I was like, "Raid, get in!" She just jumped in. I'm like,
Yeah.
Did she even see who I am?
So what'd
Probably
she think of
recognize
your
voice.
what'd she think of your pocket monster?
She said that my Pokeballs were firm, and we beat the raid. Just so you guys
I'm
know.
sure you guys did.
really care.
You all beat the raid together.
we completed
Yeah,
it
many
together.
times.
We all finished it once.
That's
So
right.
much beating going on.
That's right.
We all finished it once. We were exhausted after
how
our
that's how
minute and 90
Pokemon
seconds.
goes.
A minute and 90 seconds.
It's a whole different
That would be
Pokemon
2.5
game.
minutes, I believe.
I just wanted to
If
see
I did
if
the
you could
math
do the
right.
math.
Wow, in my head.
Well, there's like 3 of them, so I mean, get things done faster, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. What you guys are still going on this? Continue on, I guess. Should I
Talking
leave?
about raids, God. All right, so we have Dread,
Yep.
which is awesome. I love the Jenga Tower and stuff like that.
Zombie 15.
Zombie 15, which
Excellent
is
game.
a fucking heart attack
As it just
in a
goes.
box.
and
It
you
seems
just dump a
under
bunch of
talked
zombies.
about.
It is under talked about, and
Like, do
everybody's
people
so
not
into zombie
Kickstarter?
side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no zombie side. Like, you have to play
So we
zombie
got
15
Zombie 15
instead.
first. So by the time we got Zombicide, I was like, yeah, there's no.
Like, there's this one isn't
if
even
I
as
want
good
to play
as
a
the other
role,
one.
if I want to play like a role playing ish type board game, I'd play Last Night on Earth.
Yeah.
So between Last Night on Earth and Zombie 15, I've got my oh crap zombies, and then I've got my let's try to find weapons zombie game. So
Yeah.
Zombie 15 has no place. Or
Right.
Zombicide
Side.
has
Zombicide-
like no place in that realm.
Yeah.
It's just two in the middle of the two.
What's
Sorry.
your favorite, though, Halloween game?
There's a lot of great ones. I like Letters from Whitechapel.
Okay,
I would
right.
That's a
Oh, I
good
love
one.
that
I'd
one. Yeah.
fit into that category. I mean, I tend to like horror that's based in reality. You know, a little bit more than ghosts and spirits and things. I kind of prefer the terror of like actual people killing you. Like, you know,
I want to
psychopaths
feel like
with.
somebody's lurking
I have like,
around the
I have,
corner
like,
and
real
trying to
questions
murder
about
me.
who your
I
wife
mean,
is as a person now.
My wife likes those kinds of movies too. But yeah, we Letters
Yes,
from
movies. I'm
I
sure
can come
she's
by
not
your
a
house
murderer.
and scare you guys.
Yes, I've heard. I've heard. We can play tug of war with the towel.
That's right.
But yeah, Letters from Whitechapel is a great one. I've played that tons of times.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good. I was going to say Zombie 15.
The best one though has got to be King of Tokyo. It comes with a Halloween expansion.
No.
You play as a
For the kids.
The cards actually says trick or treat on it. Come on.
Here's what you do. While you're playing Zombie 15
You
on
got
one side of the
orange-
table,
you
you
got-
have the kids playing
It comes
King
with-
of Tokyo on
That's
the other
just
side.
a disaster
with-
waiting to happen.
comes
Keep
with-
them
It
occupied.
comes with orange and black dice specifically for Halloween and costumes. You could put your Godzilla-looking dude in a clown costume.
You can go play King of Tokyo with the kids, and then I'll play Zombie 15.
Wow, it's not a kids game. It's made by Richard Garfield.
Wait,
Well,
it's
Greg
not a
said he
kids
was
game.
gonna
I play
have,
it with
like,
my daughter.
I played it with my kid too, but I've
Yeah.
also played with lots of adults. It's made by Richard Garfield. He's made a game that I don't know maybe if you've
Magic
heard
the
of it,
Gathering.
called Magic
The Gathering. You don't have to get real close to say it. I can hear you in the.
Magic.
This
I
really
can
needs to be a
literally
video
hear
podcast.
you
So
in
they
my
can see.
headphone.
I'm so good looking it would dazzle the viewers.
That's all you can do.
I
You
think-
might double your videos, your viewers to 4.
I tried recording us
Yes.
on video one time,
Yes.
and iProfit shoved Just Colleen's face into his crotch
Yeah.
as she was trying to move past him.
She dropped something and he went to bend over. She went to bend
Dr.
over.
GloryHoundd is like looking into the camera, like stroking his face and shit, and like, and it was like a
Mr.
fucking,
G-
it was a disaster.
Mr.
It was a
GQ.
disaster. I was like,
You have
I
to
can't-
put like a hidden
I
camera up
can't
so they don't
post
know
this.
they're being recorded.
That would probably be better.
That's
That would
against
probably
the
be
law.
better.
Well, you-
Yeah.
You get him to
But, like,
sign the thing later, the release
ridiculous-
later.
Please don't have my wife put up hidden cameras in my house. There's times I just need to be alone. She doesn't need to know everything about me.
Why do I think we're designing another Halloween themed game?
Oh my god.
There's things she'd find out that she doesn't need to know.
Like what he does with those headphones. I mean,
Wait, you mean this microphone right here that
Yeah.
I'm using?
This one.
Don't
The
snip
wet
it.
one?
why does this smell like dog? I know.
Why does this smell like prehensile? Oh, never mind.
Does this smell like ether?
No.
Yes, it does.
So we tried recording the video one
Yes.
time, and the ridiculous level went from like normal to ridiculous to like extreme
Well,
ridiculous,
to
which
be
like
fair,
I did
that
not
was-
think was like we could
That
get there.
is in our house, and then so usually iProfit does try to semi-molest his wife every time we're there. So
At your house.
he feels safer there, I guess.
It's a safe zone. There's no kids usually.
They do lay on the floor together.
They
a
do.
lot. It's
They
kinda-
do.
It's
Yeah.
kind of unsettling, really.
No, they're cute. They're fine.
yeah.
They've been married longer than we have, and they still like each other. I give them props.
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
right. You get kudos for that.
You should have them on
They
the
can
marriage
get cookies.
podcast.
That's
Marriage
right.
podcast.
Tell
They
the secrets.
Yeah. And then we have a magic podcast. He'd be on that too. He's on all my podcasts.
Yeah,
Aw.
we heard that
My
episode
buddy.
of Magic Podcast. That
My
was
buddy.
real
Riveting.
exciting.
Wait, you did a
Riveting.
magic podcast?
We did once. No, just one episode about a pre-release, but so it was very specific to the game that was about to happen, like the like a new set coming out.
Yeah.
So if you don't play Magic, then yeah, it's not going to
Sure.
be riveting because it was like an actual.
Are you
not-
the only one that plays magic out of this group?
No, but most of these things could be considered like entertainment. That was like a technical, like we
It
were
was
going
very
over
technical,
cards.
yeah.
Right.
So like you had to really
Yeah.
like Magic for that.
If you
But
don't play the
if
game,
any
it's
of
pretty much
you
worthless.
listeners like Magic, you can go back and check it out on our episodes. I think it's just Magic the
If
Gathering.
any of our listeners like playing Magic and they just want to hear me talk about Magic, I could do that for hours.
Wow.
You
Are
should,
you
just,
taking special requests?
you should just put your phone number out, and give me a call. I'm lonely. I'm alone. I think my
1-900
wife's recording me, and I want to talk about magic.
1-900
You want to talk about Pokemon and Magic?
1-900 prehensile.
Get in the car.
1-900 get nude. That's my phone number.
Well, another thing that
Don't call that number unless you got your parents' credit card.
that's true. Another thing that we do during Halloween is we play murder mystery games,
Oh, cool.
which are really cool. Have you guys ever played a murder mystery? You haven't?
Nope.
Really?
It's like
No.
it's more like a LARP because you're
Sure.
hatching
It
out.
is more like a lot.
Yeah.
But like I would have figured that like gamers would be totally down with like the murder mysteries.
I'm down. I'm down for being invited to one, just not
Okay,
putting
you don't
one
want to have
together.
to put it together. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That's pretty much
Yeah, the putting it together part is like, well, the hardest part because you have to have dinner.
I already have a
and then
ton
you
of
have to
games
have like
that I
people dressed
don't
up.
play enough.
The
You know
worst
what I
part
mean?
was like
That's
having to
true.
clean like every room of our house because usually
Because people are gonna
I
like
skip the bedroom. I don't clean that room as much. I'm like,
people are gonna wander during a murder mystery because you have
Yeah.
to murder people. So you don't want to murder people in the open. Like, geez.
That's a pretty solid rule. Yeah, you just
you murder like in a
Murder
corner.
in private.
Yes,
Please.
murder in a corner.
So you don't
You know
like-
what? That's actually a good motto
Murder for
like,
private use only.
Right. It should be for everything. Just murder privately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you're going to murder,
So you didn't like Kill Dr. Lucky, but you like to put on a large
A murder mystery?
Kill Dr.
Because
Lucky.
in Kill Dr. Lucky, I
Kill
didn't get-
Dr. Lucky has hurt feelings. I don't know if we can talk about that.
So no. So the thing is,
we have to now.
No, there isn't. She got
Wait.
she got bitter, not me.
Her feelings don't count, apparently.
If she wants to talk about how she got so frustrated she threw a game for everyone, then she
I
can.
didn't throw a game.
Oh, I remember this podcast.
She literally wouldn't do anything because she got so mad that I passed.
I didn't throw a game.
Okay.
So the murder mystery that we had at our house,
What I was
you
going
do.
to say is what's better about Dr. Lucky is with a murder mystery, you get to actually like hurt people. I hurt my buddy Rob. He's a kind of a smaller guy, and I forget what he was doing, but he like kind of like stepped up to me and I kind of choke lifted him up a
I
little
think
bit.
that's just you.
What are you, Darth Vader?
I know.
No, because I used my actual hand.
Here, we can move them right over here.
Okay, we're taking a break.
We got to move
We
some
have to move
donuts here.
donuts.
Donut break. You guys can't eat them though, but you can smell them through the
That's right. If you
through
get
the airways.
if you get invited on the show,
And Greg's there, you will get donuts.
yeah,
Here,
and
pass
I'm
them
here
over.
as well, then you'll get.
If you get
donuts.
invited to the show and I'm here, you'll get nothing but just maybe some water. Maybe. No, I say keep those donuts there. They can use them as obstacles.
Yeah, we have way more than we need. They can have them.
We
I've
appreciate you
fed
bribing
some.
us with donuts.
Well, I was hoping
That's
maybe
super
I'd,
nice.
I would eat more, but
Bribes.
on microphone.
I'm okay with anybody bribing me with things, actually. Games, food.
did you-
we know you like free stuff.
Yeah,
STDs.
I do. Not STDs. I'd like to
So-
stay away from those ones.
So
Yeah.
do you get a different murder mystery every year to run? Or
A couple. But not like, we haven't done like a million of
Yeah, how
them.
many have you done?
We've done one, but like,
And how many people was
oh,
that?
there was
awkward.
a
I've been to
ton of
more than
people.
one.
We've done
20,
there was
15,
a ton
10?
of
What are we
people.
talking?
I think it was close to 20 people.
20 people,
and we have
wow.
a tiny house.
Yeah,
like
it was a lot of people in the house.
It was a lot of people, but we
It
had
was hard to
we had
privately
like
murder.
cleaned out our garage and like we
Yeah.
made the garage into another room
So I
and like
took-
decorated it as like a dungeon and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I cleared
for
it out
later.
and I put up
and then
I like how you pretend that it wasn't already decorated like a dungeon.
for Halloween only, I put a
For
sex scene
Halloween?
in there.
Yeah,
For
just for
Halloween.
in our
Halloween.
Halloween dungeon.
For the,
God.
for the Halloween theme,
Yeah.
basically.
And we did like outside and stuff, and then like we had 2 spaces inside, and then like the back rooms and stuff.
I don't
so.
know what's happening here, but we have like the Peaky Blinders are here. We've got like
well, no,
What?
this
It's
is
like a
all
gang?
the.
This is not a video
The
cast. They
Malifaux.
can't
They're
see.
doing like
The
Malifaux
Malifaux.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
know,
I'm assuming
I know.
that's their
I'm just
uniform
saying.
for their gang.
They're playing
Okay,
games instead of
okay.
talking
For
about
the-
playing games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
It's
I mean,
like-
I know it's
Oh,
weird.
why-
It's
why
foreign
would
to
you
you.
do
Very
that?
odd.
I don't know why you do that.
It was a lot of fun though with a gaming crowd. I think it would because ours was like half gaming crowd and then like half like norms, so normal people.
Well, it was like family
And-
members. Some of the family members were there and stuff.
We call them future gamers. Future gamers.
Okay, I
How
like that better.
optimistic.
Future
Future-
gamers.
future
Yes, so it
gamers.
was like future gamers.
Future addicts.
Yes, with like a mix of gamers.
Right, yeah.
Obviously, the gamers
Just hook it to
had
my
more
veins.
fun and were more into it than.
Well, you just get apprehensive
The
if
future
you've never
gamers.
played a bunch of games like that. But
Right.
like if you've been playing like Vampire the Masquerade and stuff, then someone's like, "Hey, you should play this Halloween themed game where you get to be a vampire." They're like, "Cool, I already have the teeth."
Ours was a fantasy based one though, so it was like the fae and the werewolves and the vampires, and so everybody had like their own family group. And so
Sounds
you would
fun.
put people
It
together
was.
and stuff. It was very cool. And then we had like the humans with like Merlin in there and Arthur Pendragon and
Yeah.
like
That's why
and
I
then
picked
everybody
somebody
had
up
their
by
own little
throat, 'cause I was
story
a
and
werewolf.
stuff.
That's what it was. So
Yeah.
I was the alpha werewolf, and he started like getting in my face, and so I picked him up by his throat. And I was just like in the moment, like I didn't mean to actually hurt him, but he was like, "That kind of hurt my neck," and I was like, "Oh well, then don't be so small next to me.
Wow.
You make my hands look so big."
As a note, don't stand next to Dr. GloryHoundd.
I lifted him
If
up
you're
like
small.
a little bit.
If
yeah,
you're small.
if you're a large,
Just
man,
a foot or two.
Yeah.
If you're a large man, I'm not going to try to lift
Right.
you. I'm not trying to get a hernia.
If you're a woman, he'll invite you to his car. So, no?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we
Yes,
just talk
yeah.
about
I got
that? Yeah.
I was confused. I was like, usually I take him to a bedroom. Gotcha, car.
Car, yes, car.
Yes.
I'm
yes,
tall
the
enough
car.
that like in the back of the car is not exactly comfortable.
Well,
Gotta get a bigger car.
I got to get a Volkswagen.
that's the opposite of what you need to
You
get.
gotta get Richard's panel van.
You gotta get something
I do
spacious
not have
in the
a
back.
van. I
Spacious
have a
in
Mini
the back.
Cooper, so it's even.
It's even more awkward. You can only fit 3 kids back there, tops.
Oh wow.
I feel like for Halloween though, like the ultimate Halloween gamer thing would be a murder mystery, though.
That's really
Like-
good. Or you could even do something like House on the Trail Hill. House on
The
Trail
trail,
House
the house
on
on the
the
hill.
Yeah, I'm just here to look pretty, not to
I-
No,
we
that's
know,
okay,
we
that's
know,
okay.
yeah.
We're here to correct
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Well, and then there's the new.
It's a full-time job.
There's a new Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
version of
I'm
that.
excited to see that one. Like,
Yeah,
that
when's
would
that
play.
due out?
It's out.
I
this
was
week.
going to say I've seen it.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I've seen it out already.
The week we record this, not
Right.
the week we.
Well, no, I thought
It's out already.
Yeah, I thought it was
It is
out
out
already.
already. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just came out. They were selling it at Gen Con. and then
Right.
now
I've
it's
seen
out
it at local. It's
Okay.
already
Game
at
Depot.
your friendly local game
Your
store.
FLGS.
Yes. I have not looked though to see what the differences are though in them.
Well, I'm assuming there's more beholders. If I
Well, one's definitely more fantasy
Good
based.
assumption.
It would be really cool because, like, well, again, like that's another game that's kind of like choose your own adventure sort of thing
Yeah.
because like random things are happening and stuff, and you're like searching different rooms, and I mean, there's a lot of probability with things
Well,
happening
talking
there.
about your Halloween game, which is that new Kickstarter, that RPG that uses blackjack. You have the list of the names.
Oh yeah, Purgatory.
Purgatory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not ready for that yet, though. Why are
ready
you
for
skipping
it.
ahead,
why
man.
Are you
Come
jumping
on.
the gun.
I'm ready for it. 'Cause we're talking about Halloween games, and that's literally a Halloween game.
Well, I
The
literally
Kickstarter
picked out
ends-
all of the Kickstarters that were
Unfortunately, you
Halloween
can't
based.
play it in time for Halloween.
It ends on
Yeah.
8:30. Yeah, it actually ends 10:31.
I think
is when
they
the Kickstarter
end
ends.
When's the
on
delivery?
Halloween. I don't know.
Not-
Probably next year, next
Exactly.
Halloween.
Not
Exactly.
before
Halloween
the Kickstarter
28.
ends.
We're really planning ahead here. Well, what to play Halloween 2018?
Well, technically, if it's RPG, they probably just have a like
PDF.
a PDF.
Yeah,
like,
they
ready
probably-
to
I think
go.
they do.
Well, it
actually.
matters if they pre-created the PDF though, or how far along they are with that.
That is a sore spot about a lot of games.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's not a guaranteed on that.
True.
God, why did you want to jump ahead? It's not
Okay,
even time.
Sorry.
No, you talk about other Halloween games
Okay, God. I already brought up House of Betrayal on Haunted Hill.
now. All
I
right.
think Betrayal, the big concern with that one for a lot of people is that not all the scenarios are well balanced, and I mean, I like Betrayal a lot, but
that's kind of the fun of it,
So
though.
yeah,
So for
you have to
scenarios-
kind of accept the sort of chaos of
I
sort of
wish-
an unbalanced scenario
Well, I was going to
sometimes.
say, I wish the scenarios were more like themed, because some of them are like space, like oh you're an alien, and some of them are like the house is trying to consume you. So
Sure.
I kind of wish they would have stuck to just a horror theme, like slashers and gore, and like,
Yeah.
and not so much like the space theme. Like I wish that would have been like an expansion that you could have added or something. I don't like the mixing of genres.
Interesting, yeah. Well, I think the new one will probably have that will also be fantasy sort of based.
Why?
and-
Because I remember being like an alien. I remember being an alien that I was trying to chase everyone down and eat them and stuff. And I was like, I don't even.
but I think the
Well, it's like
genres
very
can.
Twilight Zone-y
Yeah,
horror,
yeah,
like
yeah.
anything could happen in
Right,
the house.
yeah. Well,
It's
they have 50
like we don't know.
scenarios, so you don't want like
Yeah.
10 zombie scenarios,
Although,
10
you know what?
vampire scenarios.
I've probably played that game maybe like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times now, and
Yeah.
at least 2 of those times I got the same scenario.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, how did that happen in a 50-page book?
But she's also been
How?
like the traitor like 4
How?
times in a row during
Wow.
like
You can bring that
Revolution
up
and
again.
stuff. Like 4 times.
Why
in
are
a
you
row.
going to tell everybody? Because then, like, people will know.
We're like, there's no way she could be the spy again. Yeah, she was
Well,
like 4 times in a row.
that's just because I'm really good at it.
I would enjoy playing Eldritch Horror, maybe with the lights a little lower.
Yeah, I
Well,
think we
Mansions
did
of
Mansions
Madness.
of Madness.
I love
like
Eldritch
that.
Horror. Yeah, that's a favorite.
I've never played Mansions.
Well, I was going to
so
say, so Mansions, Elder Sign. I mean, there's a bunch of those Lovecraftian horror ones that
Right.
Fantasy Flight does that are really
You turn the
good.
lights down low.
Pandemic Cthulhu.
You get the candles out.
Pandemic Cthulhu is actually kind of fun.
You
So
put
I like it.
tentacles all
after we
over.
played like a bazillion copies of like the Pandemic Legacy, I thought I would not want to play Pandemic again, but that was enough different that I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. I kind of enjoyed it.
I've never been a huge Pandemic fanatic,
You
but
kinda
I
get
like.
burnt
But you
out
liked
on
that
it.
one?
I kind of like the it kind of
It has a little different, like, playability to it, like where you're moving and stuff like
and
that.
it's the production's nice, little miniatures.
Oh yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
very pretty.
yeah.
And it's a different world, which is kind of nice. It's enough different that you're like, because sometimes when they retheme a game, you're like, it's the exact same game, but they're just like in space or this or in the West.
Yeah, they've streamlined movement and things.
So I like that it was a
They
different
switched
world.
it up a little bit. Yeah.
You feel
That's
like you're in
actually
a different era.
really good one to bring up because, like, we don't have that one, so like we should probably get that for Halloween.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Just go trade one of the other.
She's
Pandemics.
putting it on her
I'm just
Amazon
saying,
wish list
that's
right
right.
now.
No, she
Right.
wants it on here.
'Cause I'm gonna
so
need-
then later I can't say no.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
need to get that game for
Now that I'm in charge
our
of the
Halloween
finances.
party. For our Halloween party.
Now that I'm in charge of the finances, the Kickstarting has dwindled down a little bit.
Well,
So she's the one with the heavy kickstarting.
yeah,
finger.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We get stuff in the mail. She's like,
Yeah.
We've stumbled into something here, folks.
we got like Massive Darkness in the mail, and it was like huge box. I'm like, what the hell is
It was
this? Like,
massive.
she goes,
It was
what
a little
is-"
massive.
and it was dark in the
It
box.
was very dark, yeah.
She
Shocking.
said, I said, what the hell is this? And she goes, oh, it's one of the games we Kickstarted. I'm like, oh my god, it was huge. It was like up to like my waist from the ground. I'm like,
Wow.
it's a big box.
You throw your kid like in the box. You're like,
Yeah.
Here,
So I
have
was
fun
like-
with this
I was like,
box.
what game
Got
did
it just
we
for you.
Kickstarter that's this big? I'm like, is this like, the giant size of King of Tokyo or something? She's like, no.
Back
back to King of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Always. I love Richard Garfield.
Just keep driving that knife in the back there.
Yeah, she hates it, so that's why I like it more.
Are you like a Richard Garfield fanatic? Like you'll play anything he puts out?
Probably.
Yeah.
Robo Rally?
Sure.
Bunny Kingdom?
Sure. Whatever. If he puts it out, I'll play it. They might suck, but I'll play them.
Have you ever played a game called Pecking Order?
I have not. The only two games I've played of his that I actually know about are Magic and That's it.
I'll play anything he puts out, but I've only played
I think
2.
you've played other ones of his, and you probably didn't
know it was
realize
from him?
Yeah, you probably
perhaps.
Because the stuff that
because he
gets
makes
more,
a lot of
It's
stuff.
pretty prolific.
Well,
Yeah.
right, and the stuff that's just like more like kind of card based and stuff, I'm gonna not be as interested in. Besides Magic for some reason, which is all
Yeah,
cards.
that's very strange.
Yeah.
My
But it's
favorite game is
tactical.
card based, but I don't want to play any of the card based games.
I like to keep it separate. I
Well,
got
it's because
card
not
games,
many
board
things
games.
compare to that one, so then you have a hard time with
That's
it.
why I have the hardest time with any
It's like your
two-player
first
card
love,
game. I'm like,
and then you always go back
Like,
to
did
it.
you try
You're like,
Ashes
"Oh."
and some of those
So I
things when they
haven't
came
played
out?
Ashes.
Nothing
like-
compares to
But
first
so every
love.
time that she's got me another card game, I'm always like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm like, but if we're gonna play a 2-player, I'd rather just play Magic. And that's kind of what I run into a lot of times with
No,
those
it's
types
like,
of games.
fine, fuck your stupid card games. Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Save it for the marriage podcast. You guys.
Coma Ward. Everything epic. So, this...
RPG. Well, yeah.
No, it's... I guess it's kind of like a cross between them, because you have like a map and you have cards and stuff like that
Yeah.
you're going through and
It seems
uncovering
more-
and stuff, but it is more RPG themed, where like
Or kind of like Time
wake up.
Story themed, where you're like
Where you wake up
discovering things.
in a coma ward and nobody's around, you're kind of freaking out, but it's definitely horror themed.
It's like that first scene from The Walking Dead where he's just walking
Right,
around.
and
like,
he's
there's
just
no
walking
nobody
through the
there.
hospital, and he's like,
Yeah.
Exactly the thought I had when I
Nobody
watched
here.
the video.
Yeah, you're walking
Yeah.
around, you're like, where is everybody? Hello?
Except
Hello?
you don't know who you are either.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
know-
a fun twist.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
right.
It reminds me of all those like classic movies where they do that kind of stuff. Like there's that one that John Cusack's in where they all wake up in the hotel and nobody knows who they are and stuff, and they're trying to figure it out.
Was that the one with the serial killer?
Yeah, there's a serial
that
killer
one's really
amongst
good.
them. But
That one's a
nobody,
really good
but
one.
nobody has a memory, and so
I
everyone's
don't even
just
remember the name of that.
yeah.
one.
So everyone's just in this hotel. They wake up, they don't know their names or who they are, and they're all trying to figure out who each other is. And they end up finding like one gun. It's like, well, who should have it? Who do we trust? Not you. Well, not you.
Right.
Yeah, it gets
So, and
intense.
this one here is a multiplayer game, but I wasn't for sure if
So it
it's
switches.
not really cooperative.
No,
though.
so it says it's got
It's
different
a co-op,
scenarios.
competitive, or
Right.
somewhere in between.
Right.
it says.
Okay.
So kind of like House of Betrayal.
It looks
and
like
Haunted
Betrayal.
Hill.
Yeah, it reminds me
Yeah.
of Betrayal.
Like you as you get a scenario, it can be different.
But
it sounds like you have different
it
objectives.
seems
somewhat.
like the separating factor, though, is it seems more story and like story based. You know,
Right.
like.
Yeah.
Betrayal at the House on the Hill is like, whatever can happen here. But this seems like, you're definitely trying to uncover. Well, I mean, I don't know how the
I think it's very
replayability
similar.
would be, though.
I think
with
it looks similar to me.
I feel like they might have
think
added
the-
more narrative to it because House
Yeah.
of Betrayal only has like the little card.
Right.
It seems like it's probably got a
which
little
is like
bit more
2
reading.
lines of reading
Yeah.
for the cards and stuff. But
Which
this
is
one
only
I
as
think is
spooky
more
as you can make it.
because like you get like little portfolios of like stuff. So it looks like you get like medical documents and stuff like that. So it's more theme looking,
Right. And also, it looked like that you could go insane, so like the rooms. Could,
Oh,
could,
right,
like,
because you can
flip
have
over.
paranoia and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that
you
was
You
could
could
cool.
start having delusions where you see
Yeah.
this delusion stuff. In the video, it was very distracting. It was like woo 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 woo. I'm like my eyes.
Or that tone at the end of the video shows horrible. No, like that. They had the flatline beep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I
Yeah.
literally had to take my headphones off for that because I was like, "Why is this so loud?"
It's because I tried to kill her a couple times.
It's
And
horrible.
whenever she hears that, she wakes up from death.
That's probably true. I
don't
wouldn't
know.
doubt that.
Speaking of Flatlining, they're coming out with a remake of that movie.
We're
Yes.
not talking about
I
that.
think
We're
it has
talking about
about
Coma
4%
Ward.
on Rotten Tomatoes
We're
right now.
talking about
the first one
Coma
was
Ward.
very interesting.
With the boards, did they have layover pieces? Like you lay over the things?
I didn't really see.
It was hard to
probably
get.
didn't look as far as I should have. But
Well, no, it was kind of hard to get an idea of what all it encompassed because it was a shorter Kickstarter page. It wasn't super long like some of them are. So it didn't seem like I don't recall that one having a bunch of reviews or playthrough videos or anything.
No,
It
I
looked
don't think
really
so.
interesting, though.
It does look interesting. It's one of those horror type games though, which you kind of have to be a fan of.
It was
in
by
order to enjoy
Everything
it.
Epic, and it's for $50. Is it a $50 game, though?
Yeah,
I mean, it depends
almost-
on the components that are in the box.
There's
I
almost
think
no
it's
board
got
game that's
an-
under that now.
It's got an
50's
interest-
becoming pretty normal.
Yeah.
I think it's got an interesting theme. I think it's got interesting ideas. But if there's not like a whole lot there in the box, like I don't, because if you're going $50 in Kickstarter, generally it's going to be 60, 80 retail. If you're
Right.
doing,
Right.
if you're not just selling it through Kickstarter.
I think the
Right.
biggest thing is that games like this always compete because there's so many games now. They compete with other spots in your library, so you kind of have to decide, like,
Right.
if I'm going to play this type of game, which one of them am I going to play?
I think it said it had 8 scenarios, but it said the hospital was different every time you played it, which made me think. That's what made me think
So,
it was
like-
like Betrayal.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably
So,
got
like-
like
So it
tiles
has
or something.
modular tiles,
Right, the
probably,
tiles
that
come
you
out
put
in a
together.
different
yeah.
order and stuff, but ultimately you're playing the same scenario. You know, and you have basically 8 scenarios you can get through.
Right, and so some of them will be like we're trying to kill each other. It sounds like some will be where
Probably.
you're trying to work together to get out.
Or maybe somewhere you're not sure. Maybe there's someone who they know they're the betrayer.
I did
but-
like that, like some of the weapons were like an IV stand and stuff. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
realistic
that's-
weapons, like
yeah.
stuff you could actually
Yeah.
find at a
Stuff you
hospital
would
place.
find at a hospital and grab it and hit
Right.
someone over the head with.
Because a lot of times these games always have like ridiculous stuff where it's like, oh, find a baseball bat. And I'm like, you're not going to find a baseball bat at a hospital. It's just not going to happen.
What?
But an IV stand, you will. A scalpel, you will find. Like they're laying
Well, and they
around.
had drugs and stuff like that,
Right, you
like
can find
prescription
that
drugs
stuff.
that you find around the hospital and stuff. So,
Here, smell this.
like,
Does
it's
this
really
smell like
good.
ether?
He's recycling jokes, folks.
It's kind of his bit. Kind of his bit.
It's not recycling if you forget them after you say them.
True.
You know, I really liked the theme of it. I'm always down with super crazy horror.
And it's also
games.
not recycling because we've never had a viewer listen to more than one episode.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know if I would pay $50 for
It's a try
it.
before you buy for me.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones I would like to see more of, like see more of how it plays out, and so to see if how much different it is. It has to be better than House of Betrayal at this point. It's got to be better because I've kind of already got a game like that, and I'm not a super huge fan of those styles of games. So it's like it's got to be better for me to buy.
Well, Betrayal at the House on the Hill already has its own issues with like components and stuff like that. So I
Right.
mean, like if this one was at least comparable, maybe I would play it more.
Well, it feels
the
like
other
it was
one.
inspired by Betrayal. So the
Yeah.
hope is that they took what was good
All the
from
good
Betrayal
things,
and maybe they found
made
ways
it better.
to
Maybe
fix things. But,
that would be cool.
but who knows?
Huh.
Yeah.
Not us.
All right, so on this one,
If they would have sent us a review copy, we could have told you
Oh,
more.
of course. Of
on
course.
this one, I'm going to say maybe
Hard maybe.
I would play it, but yeah.
play it,
before
but
you
you won't
buy.
buy it.
Yeah, try before you buy kind of thing.
Try it before you buy
How's
it.
Alex feel about this one? Is he going to buy this one too?
Hold on, let me
Just
tweet
give
him.
him a list. We can give him a list of games.
So I feel about Dan. I'm like, Dan, did you get a review copy of this?
Seriously.
Game Boy Geek. I'm like, did you? How many? Do you have this game? Because I just want to play it first.
The problem is usually by the time you hear about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I reviewed it and
He
I
sent
got
it
rid
back.
of the copy."
Yeah, he sent it.
Yeah.
you know,
he's already gone.
he's moved on from it. So
Right, because he's always got to be like the next
got a
thing.
cult-
Cult of the
to do.
future. He's got to get the scoop.
Well, he's
That's
like,
right,
he's
he
like 3
does.
months before like anything gets released. So like, yeah, he's got it. He's bored of it, and he's sent it off before you've even gotten a chance to buy a copy.
Yeah.
So the other one that we were looking at was Purgatory House, a casual horror RPG.
So
Is this
one
that
seemed-
blackjack one?
Yes.
This is the blackjack
so
one.
that one
I-
seems kind of interesting with the
I-
blackjack
yeah.
theme.
I thought that was a really interesting theme to the game, or
like
a piece, a
The
mechanic.
mechanic.
There you go, mechanic to the game. It's like every time you make a skill check, like you're playing a blackjack game, right?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
it looked like. I think that's a really fantastic mechanic. It's just like the Dread Tower, where you have that suspense of, okay,
What am I
One,
going to flip next?
2, all right, or do
Right.
you want another card?
When it's like blackjack,
Yeah.
you have to decide if you want to hit to try to beat it, and I'm sure
Right.
if you bust, it's bad.
Right.
Right, because you would fail whatever skill
Oh,
that
I'm
was.
sure.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
probably. It looks like there's always consequences if you fail. So
And this one is $10 for the PDF or $30 for the
Hardback.
hardback.
and then there's
copy.
like a collector's glow in the dark.
Oh, yeah,
one
like
too that has like other stuff in
$75.
it.
Yeah, well, I always list on here, like, I guess the least expensive things, and then if people want, like, special stuff, they can go on there
Right.
and get whatever.
Does the glow in the dark book Is that a selling point for anyone?
I want this book to glow like
So
the gates
my
of
problem with
hell in my
problem with-
game room.
My problem with collector's editions on Kickstarter, if it's for a game that I've never played, it's hard to know if I really feel like I need the collector's edition.
I was going to
there's-
say, I'm sure Richard has gotten some
I'm
collector's
currently
editions.
sunk really far into the 7C Katai.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you've got
yeah.
prior experience with
Yeah,
that. It's not
well-
brand new, or you know the artist or whatever.
I actually got a
'Cause we
little
love
demo
John
of
Wick.
it. Yeah.
Right, so
it's like
not
Yeah.
having something that I've never played before, never heard of, it's hard for me to go, yeah, I want to pay an extra $50 or $40
But imagine
for
a game even
collector's edition.
imagine a game that you even like, that you know you liked. Does it glow in the dark book?
No,
Is that-
not a
is
glow in
that-
the dark book, because why would I have it dark in my house?
I just
An
don't-
RPG.
I don't know the point.
You're like, look. Here, I'm going to turn off the lights in my game room. Hold on.
This was the one though that he said that
Check
he
this
was
book
when he was playtesting
It's
with
like-
his friends. The lights went out and they all freaked out. This is the one, right?
Do you think that's a true
it's
story
like,
or a,
it's
a
like
marketing
glowing,
story?
It's
I
like
hope
glow in the
it's
dark
true.
dice.
You're
Right?
so
Glow in
That's
the dark
right.
Are fun.
Probably.
But you just like hold them with the.
Well, hold on. You can go to the grid, and then they have the black lights there, and then you play with your glow-in-the-dark dice there.
Okay, there
yeah.
you go. Yeah.
And
You guys
then
are so
everything
weird.
glows.
Just calm down.
all this inside Arizona talk.
Yeah. Well,
Well-
local jokes.
You're
get more
alienating
forward.
all your.
We're just hoping to get a
your
job.
international
you're-
listeners.
If you're in Arizona, you can go down to the grid and get really good beer and play some video games or board games
pull
or
out
whatever.
your glow in the dark books.
Yeah, put glow-in-the-dark books, glow-in-the-dark dice.
Yeah, it's mandatory. They
Whatever
actually,
other glow-in-the-dark
they pat you
things
down
you
to make
want.
sure that you have something glow in the dark with you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not a gamer or a glow-in-the-dark douche, then like you can't go in.
I feel like glow in the dark douche would be bad. You'd have to take off your pants before you even notice that you have it on you. Just saying. It's a bad glow in the dark product.
That's probably true.
You're like, why are you glowing down there? Oh, it's that time.
That's how you highlight. No.
I think every guy can find that part.
Oh, okay. I thought that
it's the part
people
you
had
want them
issues
to find
with
that
that.
they can't find.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I don't know. I'm not
Best
a guy.
anatomy test I ever took. I swear to God, teacher puts that on the list, and we're doing, of course, all the different.
My wife's an
parts.
anatomy teacher, so I'll have her listen to this.
Okay. Well, it depends on what grade, but this is in college.
High school. Well,
Okay, well, we were in college, and the bonus question is, what is this? And it's got an arrow pointed to the clitoris, and I was like, oh, I know this one.
yes.
It's like
I got
in, like,
shown
red
early on.
pens,
You got
really
one
big.
question right
yeah,
on the
that's
test.
Right.
Well, it's funny
Really
because my
big.
instructor was a
It's,
female,
like,
so
circled.
it's the only one I answered, and I got 100%. So
There you go.
she didn't care about the rest.
Extra
She's
credit.
like, yes, sir.
I don't care if you can find the
You know your
penis.
shit.
This is what we really care
You
about.
know. All right, so Purgatory House. Other than super sweet blackjack,
For
it
an
just
RP
seems like a horror RPG. I mean, the blackjack.
Well, so for the most part,
makes
I don't really do a lot of RPGs because of the time commitment, right? I
me
kind of
too.
lean more towards board games, but this
Me
looks
too.
like one I was kind of interested in. So
Well,
I
this
want
one-
Alex to buy it.
Okay, so you're trapped in a house,
Oh,
like
no.
in an alternate dimension, was it, or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So, like, you're trapped in a house with the gates of hell or something, and then
I have to admit, I lost interest pretty quickly. I mean, it
after
looked.
that.
Once it went into RPG-ness, you're like,
Well, it just.
Well, you know what? It could be kind of thematic, because if you're, like, in purgatory, so you're trapped in a house, it's gates of hell, and then you're playing blackjack, and you'd be playing blackjack with the devil and stuff, and it would be, like, very thematic, like playing
Like
for
chess
your
with
soul.
death, yeah.
I
playing
really
for your
hate
soul.
to burst your bubble, but the devil's not good at card games. He's more of a fiddle man.
Oh, damn
wow.
it.
I think it's
devil
like
went down
I
to
think it's
Phoenix.
like any
Yeah.
RPG. It's dependent upon the game master.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think the mechanic is really interesting.
Yeah.
So, interesting mechanic with a good game master, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be one of those things where I don't know how far into like building a scenario they went with it.
I think they said
I'm
they had
probably-
like
I'm probably
they had
at, like-
24 pre-generated characters and then like 4 or 5 starter scenarios.
Right. When
something
they
like
said making character was a snap, but then we're going to give you 24 pre-made characters. I'm
Well,
like,
I think that's good though because so for me, I'm looking at this like a board game almost, where it's like, okay, I've got this.
Yeah.
I can get a group of 4 or 5 friends together who've never played it. We all pick our characters and we just go.
Good way to
I
learn.
feel like
and
the-
then later you can develop a character.
It might be more like a
On
kind
a
of like a
future
dungeon
play.
crawl.
I feel like
Yeah.
blackjack
You know?
is an easier thing to get newer gamers into who haven't
Yeah.
played RPGs
Right.
Well,
because
especially 'cause-
everybody knows how to play
So
blackjack.
here's the problem with
That's
gamers.
probably going to be
There's
one
a lot
kind
of
of
people,
small element of the game, though.
Well, there's
For
a
the
lot.
most-
No, it'll
No,
be a pretty
because-
big part.
Just when you would roll a die instead.
yeah,
you play
instead of
blackjack.
rolling a dice and like looking
Yeah.
at your character sheet and
Here-
going, "Oh shit, what can I
But
do
it's still
here?"
mostly a role.
Here's the reality, though.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends that are gamers, but they're like video gamers, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, "Oh, I'm
They
too
don't
cool
count.
to play board games and stuff, or to do like an RPG." But if I I was to be like, yeah, we're going to be playing blackjack while we play it, I could totally convince them.
I'm going to tell you a spooky story while we play blackjack.
That's right, exactly. That's how you hook them.
But it's
how you get them in
gambling,
there.
and it's something that they already know and familiar with. And it seems,
And my wife's recording
I can
this.
honestly see how playing blackjack would seem cooler to some people than say rolling dice.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds
Yeah,
like
it
a
seems
game you
less
would get.
geeky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would get
Right, 'cause if you're
players
like,
into easier that haven't played RPGs before, or new players, or opening that up to newer
When I was
gamers.
at work and I was telling people about my brother's bachelor party, he had two. One of them was an RPG thing, and I was like, "Oh, it's like Dungeons and Dragons." People were just like, "Oh," and they'd almost
Yeah.
like walk away.
Yeah, they
Like,
just instantly
Dungeons
tune
and
out.
Dragons.
Yeah, okay. But if I say I'm going to
Nerd.
go to a card tournament in Vegas, they're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I
Yeah.
just don't mention it's
I
magic.
love poker.
Yes.
Right? They just
Oh,
assume
wait,
it's
magic?
poker.
Yeah.
I just don't tell them it's magic. I'm like, same thing though. I'm going to
Costs
go play
more
a card
money
game.
than poker.
Yeah.
Probably,
and
yeah.
More skill, I would say. But
Oh, wow.
I can win poker. That's not a big deal.
Oh, you can call everybody's bluff, huh?
And why are you making money being a professional poker player?
Because I want to be a professional magic player and live with my mom in the basement.
They make good money.
Achievement
they
unlocked.
No, I'm sorry to say, that's the reality of it. Is the reason why they all write for different magic
Oh
posts
my
and stuff like
God.
that. The vast majority of them, unless you're high level, which there's only like 8 of them, the vast majority of them live like all together in a studio, like apartment.
All
I'm
of them
pro-
together? They all live together in a
There
studio
is
apartment?
a group of like 5 or 6 that all write for one particular web page. That there's like 5 or 6 of them in like a 3-bedroom house.
They
that
all chill
live
together?
Yeah, and play Magic all day, and it's
play
probably-
magic
it's like
with
being
each other?
It's like being a beach bum. Like
All day?
I don't have a ton of money, but I live on the beach and I can surf every day. It's
Right.
You pick your poison. How do you want to live your life?
That's true.
Right.
And if I could play Magic all day and I just didn't have like a wife and a kid, I probably would.
You're cramping his style.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Why are you holding me back?
You're crushing his dreams by
Go
existing.
be
I
free.
could be a professional.
Go be
free.
free.
She's letting you loose. You
God's
heard it here
setting me
first,
free.
folks.
I need someone to feed me. That's why my dog comes back too. He runs away for a while. He comes back.
And he's like, oh, damn, I'm hungry now.
He's like, there's no kibble out here. I don't know if you guys are aware of
Dude,
this.
I need
No
some
dog
water. Like,
shit. No kibble.
I'm going to go home. This
There's
sucks.
no. I need a place where I can lay down something simple like a dog pillow on top of a couch.
All I'm saying is
real
a
chill.
studio apartment with 5 dudes playing Magic, living in it. I don't know if I want to be there.
Well, that's why
all I'm
it's
saying.
just 5 dudes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
It's a hard sell.
I don't know if you would want to live there. Like,
It sounds like he does. I think that's his dream. I think that's what he's
his
trying
new-
to tell
that's his
you.
new- He's like, I need to go play Magic.
I was built for this. I do not have a strong sense of smell.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're good.
There you
All
go.
right. Well, the other game that we were looking at is Tyler Sigmund's Crows.
So the tile placement game with crows and obelisks, and your crows are out gathering mana, and you're trying to get them to come to your shiny object. And
Yeah, so it's a tile placement game,
Yeah.
and then you're putting the crows down whenever you're placing the tiles, and you're
cro-
also placing your obelisk down.
right.
And then the crows move towards that, and then that counts as mana for you.
I think the theme, if nothing else, looks really cool. I
Oh,
don't
it looks
know.
so cool, and I love all the little crows.
guess it's,
I want
uh,
crow meeples. That's all I want.
I guess
Yeah.
they redid it's a 2010 game or something.
Yeah,
or-
they redid it
Have
with
you guys
better
played the old
production
version? Or?
No, I have not.
Oh. But they loved his RPGs enough that they were like, well, he also did this board tile placement.
Right.
Game. We should probably
Capitalize
redo that.
on his name and
Right.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, because it's like right in the title of
Yeah,
the game.
yeah.
I was
It's
like,
not just
whoa.
crows, it's yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, like they're serious
It looks
about
interesting.
this.
I don't know though. I'd have to really kind of play it.
I just want crow
I want to
meeples.
buy.
Looks kind of abstracty a
Right.
little
Well,
bit.
and it's like $40, I think.
It is $40 because of all the crow meeples.
Right. And so that's going to be kind of
You
a.
can get Odin's Ravens for cheaper and still get the crow meeples.
Can you?
Yeah.
Because she wants crow meeples.
I just want
apparently.
crow meeples.
$20, I'd guess. 25.
I'm
Really?
sure that
Okay.
we know somebody that might be able to find you crow meeples.
Like Spiel Pro.
I have
Yeah.
crow meeples.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to
I
go
have-
talk to Andrew.
I have
Yeah.
crab meeples, but
I want to
different
set the
reasons.
crow meeples up in like really weird places, so people are like, "What the fuck? Why is there a
like-
murder of crows over here?"
Because that's how it'd be.
Like,
You'd be at
open
my
up
house.
your pandemic box.
Right,
there's one
exactly.
crow
There's like
meeple.
little crows.
No, she's talking about in the house. You
Yeah,
just go
that
to, like,
too.
You go to open up the medicine cabinet and you find like a wooden crow meeple in there. You're not going to go, what the fuck? You're going to be like, who lives here?
Why are they leaving this behind?
I just want to be really
Now, if
creepy
it was a
wherever
live
I
crow,
go.
that would be a different
Yeah,
story.
you want to freak people out. Open up the medicine cabinet and the live crow's like, ah! And you're
I
like,
think you.
I was just looking for prescription medicines.
I think you got a sneak preview of the way she's going to scare you in the shower next. Live crows.
We had to put a
just
more.
throwing crow meeples at him in the shower.
We had to stop the shower.
It
scares.
got too dangerous.
Once there was actual, like we had to
Once
check
there
to
was
make
blood
sure that I
drawn.
didn't chip anything or break the spout. I'm a big kid. Falling on the spout, that's not good.
Well,
It's not good.
I was thinking you'd like tape them to the ceiling so that.
Oh my
so
gosh,
then
that would
you
be
pull-
awesome
pull
too.
the string and then
That'd
all
be
of them
awesome.
would kind of like.
That'd be
fall
really cool.
down,
And they're like hanging from the ceiling,
Why don't we just
floating.
hang like kitchen knives above our shower and then pull that? So
Like a kitchen knife mobile.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
like
fall.
over the bed.
You guys aren't having any more kids anytime soon, are you?
If we're just gonna be dumb, we might as well make it knives. At least I can get behind that idea.
Oh my god.
What could I say? I'm a knife man.
I thought the game was interesting.
I'm flexible with my murder weapons.
Let's see here. It was $40.
She just moves on. She knows.
Yeah, it was $40.
I think it could be fun to play. The theme looked really sweet.
I liked the theme. It looked like
Yeah,
a
I'd
little
like
bit
to
of
try
like
it.
an abstract sort of game and
Yeah.
stuff. It's
Spatial and
exactly. It's
So would
right
you
under
say-
my bucket of like games that I would
So
like.
for this game, would you say my obelisk brings all the crows to the yard?
Oh,
Yeah.
he worked
Oh,
on that all week.
yeah, he
No,
did,
I
right?
I literally watched this video before we came here.
No, guys, he has notes out right now. I'm looking at him. He didn't deny.
I do not have notes. I'm just going to say that if you believe that anything that I say is not off the fly, then you are just mistaken. Because I don't pre-think any words.
I think they can tell.
He doesn't
I think
pre-think
they can
any
tell.
words.
I was at the
Ouch.
wedding like, crap. Everything's freeform.
Well,
Freeform. Just-
okay, so let's go.
You have
around-
the best words.
I have the best words. The great, trust me. The
He needs a
best.
shirt with that, like GloryHoundd. I have the best words. Okay, so just around the table, let's see. Would you get the game, Greg?
No, try before you buy for me too. Yeah.
If I wasn't so in debt right now with Kickstarter, I think I would.
Okay,
I'm on the fence, in the middle. I don't have a good hard answer on this one.
I would
Actually,
like
you
to
should
get
go.
it because I thought it was interesting, and I love crows. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's either
We'll
this
play
or the
your
other
copy.
thing you said.
Yeah.
This or the other thing? Well, I
Pandemic.
liked the other thing, but no. I would skip Pandemic for this one. I would get this one.
Wow.
Pandemic I can get whenever.
See, that's it right there. I would skip this game
But
because
I would
have
get-
2 versions of Pandemic at home already
I've got the
That's
Cthulhu
right.
Pandemic.
with multiple expansions.
You pick up the Crow game.
That's right.
Play my
This
copy
is how
of
we do
Cthulhu
that. That's
Pandemic.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we
That's basically
get them
the
out to
only
different
reason why we
people.
want to be friends with you. free donuts, and you've got other
and then
games
the
to
games.
grab.
I buy your love.
That's right.
Works.
Purgatory House, Greg, would you get it?
No.
Okay.
I'm probably going to get the PDF for sure, but the book I can't right now.
Okay.
I would actually consider this one.
Yeah, I would do the Purgatory one because I really like that blackjack mechanic. And again, like Richard was saying, the PDF is like $10, so like why not?
Yeah.
If you're into that sort of
I
thing.
guess
Right.
that's tempting.
If you're if you're into RPGs and stuff like that, I
If
mean,
you treat
absolutely.
it like it's a one shot, like you just have friends over to play it like one time, it's not going to be
$10 isn't
I-
bad for a night's entertainment.
No,
Right,
not at all.
That's the way I was
Right.
thinking about it. It's like, would I spend more to like go
Yeah.
to the movies than if a board game
Yeah.
is going to be less than that, then I usually go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got here?
I don't
Play-
know. What else do we have?
Played this week. We want to talk about Star Wars Carcassonne.
I have yet to play that. I
have not
actually
played
had
it?
it in my hands at a convention.
Did you
and
really?
Something came up and I
What
never got to play it. Yeah.
happened?
Did you played it?
What happened? I did play it.
How is it? Are you
I-
a big Carcassonne fan to begin with?
Okay, well, I like Carcassonne, but I feel like Carcassonne
Casserone. I call it Casserone.
is definitely an entry level game. Like I would play with kids and stuff, or like
We have played
new
with kids.
people or people coming just
Yeah,
into games.
it's
But
a
I wouldn't
gateway
play
game.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't play it with like veteran gamers. The Star Wars Carcassonne, I feel like, is more along the lines of getting closer to the veteran gamers because
You get a battle.
you do get to battle. And so if you lay down a tile with your symbol on it, and that tile, say you have somebody on a road, and then you lay down a tile with your symbol on it, and you're taking that part of the road, you can fight for that part of the road. So if they've been on that road for 4 or 5 tiles,
So there's some, like-
and they've collected 5 points, then you guys get to battle.
So there's some like X-Wing
And you can
style
take
red
that
and
shit
green
over.
dice that you get to roll.
Do you guys
I was
have
going
a
to say,
copy of this
how was
already?
the battling work?
we
Yeah.
do not. I played it at
Rincon.
Rincon, yeah.
Right. I saw that, but I was
Right.
like, you're like, a lot of times you'll have something at home and then go somewhere else to play, actually learn how to play it.
No,
Is it
but that's
available
good.
in the
That's-
States?
that's
It is
my
not
thing.
available in the
I
States,
was gonna say, I
guys.
don't
You
think
have
so.
to get it on Amazon. You're going to spend a bunch of money on shipping and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
what-
you can get it on Amazon.
What does the battling look like?
The battling is dice, but
okay.
Red
but
and green dice.
with every symbol that you have, that
that area?
in that area, yeah, then you get an extra dice for that, and then
Okay.
plus in your little meeples, you have one meeple that's like bigger than the others. which
Sure.
is a 2-dice meeple.
Okay.
So if you put that guy on there, then you can get,
So
more
my
dice to
question
battle
for
with.
you is,
Put like
typically
Chewbacca
don't-
out there.
Yeah, and then it's just rolling against each other, and then highest dice out of the pools win.
Did you
Okay.
like the battling though? Because Casserone is very like
Yes,
a
because
strategic game.
it's strategic dice
Did I call it
battling.
Casserone?
Casserone.
Yeah.
It's strategic dice battling, and that's why I like
Sometimes
it.
with dice rolling, she doesn't like because I would hate
Yeah.
to be like, oh, he's got one symbol and I've got 4. I've got this in the bag, and then he outrolls me.
I don't know.
Right,
Yeah, I don't know if
right.
adding dice to Carcassonne improves it. I don't know.
Well, but they took out the farming aspect.
I love the farm.
So you're no longer farming.
Okay.
Instead, you're doing dice battles.
And that felt like an improvement to you.
It did because like
she also gets like a woman stiffy for like anything Star Wars.
that too. That is true. Yeah, and you could play as Boba
Lady
Fett
boner.
or Luke Skywalker.
We got it.
Or
Ladybug.
Noted.
or Darth Vader.
Look
I
at her
mean,
face; she's like lighting up right now.
So you play
talking
with
about
different
it.
characters, and they each have
and the
different...
stormtroopers, and they each have their own little symbols and stuff like
Okay,
that.
that's pretty cool.
And then all of the little meeples are all like,
I won't tell you where she's got her Chewbacca tattoo.
wow. All the little meeples have like the little stickers on them for
Yeah.
the characters, so they're all like very cute, theme based and stuff. And then as far as like the tiles, the space look of it is very pretty.
I just
So
hear
it's
the
little
biggest-
nebulas everywhere and stuff, and little planets and
The biggest complaint is having to put the stickers on the
It's
meeples.
gorgeous. Well, I
Well, there's
I
only
do
a
that.
handful of meeples,
I do that.
right?
Yeah, that's not a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's an excellent game, though. I really liked it.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, and
Good
like,
for you.
so the roads are trade routes.
I'm glad you
and
liked a game that we can't get. in
the
States.
nebulas are like your cities,
Okay. And then what about what's the cathedral
planets,
or the cloister? I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be the planets.
planets.
Yeah, don't
okay.
mix those,
Sorry.
bro.
Cathedral's
Yeah.
expansion. Sorry.
And
How do you even play without the expansion?
without the
Well, she talked about how it's a gateway game. It is better with a couple of expansions.
without the farming aspect too, you
Your
get
mom's
very
better with
close, very close points total.
She just passed away last week. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I didn't do it. I was out of town last week.
I feel like it's a
He
little
was
bit.
making a run to Tucson.
I feel like it's a little bit more balanced because points totals were closer because unless you are like a veteran Carcassonne player, like you can't really explain the farming to new people and have them really understand it that well.
Till
Like
they
they
get
don't,
screwed over
yeah,
by
they
it.
don't
It's
realize how
definitely
important
It's definitely
it
a
is.
stumbling block.
Yeah, it's
You
very
have to
important.
emphasize that when you're teaching
Yes.
that game.
Like, and if they don't do it, you're like, well, you're kind of fucked because I'm going to get so many points
Yeah.
now. But taking that out made the game more balanced because everybody played, everybody got really close. I think all of us
So
were
it's like
about
a Dumb Guys
four
version.
or 5 points away.
Yeah, it almost sounds like an easier version of Carcassonne.
It is an easier version, but
Yeah.
it was more interesting because of the battling.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
have to
because
say,
you
if
didn't
my
know what was going
choices
to
are
happen. You could
farm
take
or
stuff
battle
over.
and spaceships. I might go spaceships.
Yeah, that's true. The
Wow,
theme
we found
wise
something that you liked less
with
than
spaceships.
space.
Oh my god!
Farming, apparently.
Oh my
yeah.
god, we're getting the game. We're getting the game.
Calm down.
I think you are. If she's getting it, you're getting it.
That's it. We're done. We're done. We're
Yeah,
gonna
everything
we're
she
gonna
gets,
go
I
order
end
the
up
game right
getting
now.
eventually.
We're gonna go order the game right
She's
now.
already on her phone.
Gonorrhea.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Does anybody have
Or is he?
any new games that they played this week that they want to talk about or anything?
Well,
How long do you want me to talk?
I'm like, do you know who Greg is?
yeah,
Exactly.
We should
I'm not-
have,
I'm not sure
we
Greg
should have
owns a
Greg at
TV.
least talk about a couple games.
Exactly 4 minutes worth.
Like,
So
a
we have
game.
room for one to talk about one game.
All right.
You guys can like
Well,
Rochambeau
I'm not
over
sure if
it,
Greg
or
you
Okay,
go
I'll
first,
just,
Richard.
I'll just do 15 seconds. I am deeply, well, I'm in lust with the new L5R because I've just got to play one game of it so far, but
Okay.
I really, compared to new and old, the new, other than the fact that it's Fantasy Flight, so they had to add like 15 million tokens to it.
But not enough dice?
But no crazy dice though, which is kind of an interesting choice for them. But it's really a lot of fun so far, and I'm looking forward to going and playing after this. So
yeah.
Awesome.
He's trying to tell us to wrap it
So
up.
Greg-
He's like, for real, I want to go play.
No,
Get
seriously,
out.
let's end this.
Get out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Like, Greg plays so many games in a month. Like, I'm not sure if he has a TV or a bed. I know he's got a refrigerator.
I haven't
I'm not
seen. I
saying that
haven't
you're fat.
seen
I've seen the
that
TV. I've seen the
portion.
TV.
Yeah.
You've seen the TV, but you haven't seen the bed
No.
yet.
Yeah.
He just
Oh.
he just sleeps on a big. It's just a big pile
pile
of
of
other
games.
You left
games.
an opening there. I like it.
Yeah, there you go. My wife is out of town.
All weekend. Hey, man. Everybody needs to sleep with somebody. It's hard to sleep alone.
You got to cuddle, man. All right. So, what did you play, Greg?
I've had a chance to learn a couple of top BGG top 100 games this week, which
Okay,
was kind of
sweet.
cool. I got to play Concordia for the first time, which is a few years old. A friend of mine named Andrew taught that one to me. Not Andrew Spindler, different Andrew.
Right.
Captain Andrew, the hat.
Yes,
Yes.
Captain Sonar Andrew.
I like that, Captain Andrew. Yeah,
He's what is it?
Will you bring your own hat to play Captain Sonar?
He's into it, man.
Yeah,
He's into it.
You're ready.
What is his Twitter handle? Mr.
Match.
Yeah, Mr. Match.
Instead of
Mr.
mismatched-
underscore Match.
Instead
Yeah.
of mismatched, Mr. Match.
Right.
Yeah, he taught that one to me. That was fun. I had a couple friends over and we played that one, which I'd never played. It's like number 29, the BGG Top 100. So that was fun to try.
Do you feel like it was a number 29 game?
It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It
if you
earned
guys-
its spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know about those spots.
Oh, dang. Okay.
But no,
Well,
I mean,
spots
it's
are tough because games are so subjective.
yeah, it's like
You have to like themes and stuff like that, and
yeah. I don't put a lot of weight on those, but it was just cool to be like, oh yeah, I got to
Right.
I like
whittle
looking
away
at it
some
as
of
it's a
those.
game that most people generally like, so I know it's probably
Right.
safer to buy
Right, safe to
versus the
try.
one that's like 2,050th.
Yes.
I'm like, this one's a real niche
a
game.
little dicey.
I don't know if you
maybe.
guys are that into like Euro games and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's a very Euro-y kind of.
What we need is you to
Okay.
come over and play Terra Mystica with us, because that's a game that we bought, and it's like number 2 on the list forever, and I've never played it.
How long have you had it?
Like a year.
Yeah. We've had it for a
I
while.
bought it like
I
as
played
soon
it as well.
I
It's really good.
I
Is
bought
it?
it
Yeah.
like when it went on
It
clearance.
looks like it would be
at,
really good.
Desert Sky, and then I've like never gotten to play it. We
Don't-
opened
Yeah.
it and looked at it, but that's it.
Don't ask me how long I've had Fury of Dracula.
Oh, well, yeah, that's another
We all
one
have
too.
those
That you have to,
shelf-of-shame
yeah,
games,
that you
yeah.
have
Well,
to.
We got Fury of
We
Dracula
should-
from Barnes and Noble when they do their like clearance things, so we got it for like cheap,
Yeah.
and it's been in our house
It's
forever.
crazy expensive
$10.
It's
The
gonna,
Fury,
it's,
I bet
it's
because
going to become expensive.
Well,
yeah.
it goes like that because it'll run out, and then
like
it'll be
Blue
super
Maven.
expensive until they reprint it, and then it'll be
Blue
fine
Maven.
again.
Well, we
Same
should
thing,
totally
got
play
stupid
Fury of
expensive.
Dracula because I
Ooh,
want to play
we should
that.
totally play Fury of Dracula. It
Mr.
is the
Matched,
month.
Andrew also
the
knows
month.
that game. And
We
so
should do that.
He teaches to me sometime because that would be fun to try this month for sure.
Let's talk about other games we should play without our listeners.
Listen,
Well, they can come to Phoenix.
Yeah, if you
There
guys
you
are
go.
local,
They
you
can
could
meet us at Games
You actually
U.
could
That's
hit
right.
us
Shout
up
out.
on.
That's true.
What is your Twitter handle? Is it just GloryHoundd?
GloryHoundd, yeah.
Making sure-
Like you don't know, you don't know our Twitter handle?
Well, I'm making sure it wasn't like because it used to have something else on there too.
Like what?
The old name you went by was Mr. GloryHoundd.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, you can't be a Mister.
She can be wherever she wants.
Yeah.
It's
She
2017.
can do
man.
what she
It's
wants.
it's a
Don't
weird
oppress her.
initial thing. So, do I have to like tell the story now?
No, I
think
mean you
you
can
do.
do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Well, so what happened
got
was
4
I was
minutes.
trying to set up
Like
a
2
Gmail
minutes,
account,
maybe?
and I tried GloryHoundd, right? And so it was like, it's already taken, so it suggested my initial. So it said, why don't you be Dr. GloryHoundd? Well, after I made GloryHoundd for a wizard, a WoW character, World of Warcraft character, GloryHoundd, she wanted to have something that kind of matched, and so she did GloryHoundd. So right after I did that, she went to make a Gmail account. She's like, oh, well, my initials make it Mr. GloryHoundd. And she thought that was like the funniest thing ever. She was dying laughing about, I'm Mr. GloryHoundd and you're Dr. GloryHoundd. I'm like, yes, it's very great.
I thought it was funny.
So she ran with that title for the longest time, even on her website. But I think she finally dropped the Mr. part because people were thinking that she actually was a guy and it was less funny then.
I don't see why people thought I was a guy when like I
Your name is
clearly
Mr.
look like a girl.
Because
So
it was like your picture was up there. It just said
was
Mr.
funny.
GloryHoundd.
Maybe
I
you're-
thought it was funny,
Maybe they
but
thought you were transitioning.
maybe.
She's definitely not transitioning. All woman.
All women.
Speaking from experience.
She already made the transition.
So for your thousands of
She
listeners, I
did
need to
before
pay
I
off
met
the
her.
other top 100 game that I played.
Okay.
I got to play Le Havre only like
Oh, did
9
you?
years late.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, seriously. Way to come to the party.
I haven't even heard of this game.
How did you
It's
like
a
that
Lee
one?
Rosenberg game. It's same guy did Agricula. And,
Oh, okay.
At the Gates of Loyang
Yeah.
and
Call
Patchwork.
it
and all that stuff.
Agricola.
Yeah.
Agricola. I think everyone did for a
Agricola.
while until they.
Yeah.
It was very good.
I like that's actually a side hobby is mispronouncing games for me.
Yes, Santorini is
Casserone.
Santorum or something. Casserone.
Casserone, yeah.
You do. You just miss
lot of
It's
them.
fine. You miss
Fury
all
of
them.
Dracula.
Yes.
Really of chocolate. It's like chocolate.
Well, then,
Dracula.
and
there you go.
do we know where that's at on the list?
Le
Yeah,
Havre
exact
is,
numbers, please.
I could Google it. I mean, it's in
It's,
the top,
it's probably in the top
20 or 30.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
as far as Euros go, I'm more of like in the Feld world than the Rosenberg world.
Okay.
But this one I really liked.
Well, I
And
like a lot of his stuff, Rosenberg's stuff. Like he has.
it's very streamlined.
Sometimes I have to call him to get rule clarifications, but other than that, it's fine.
I have a friend who does that. But yeah, it's very simple to learn, but it's still very
Expansive, though?
relatively sandboxy. Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of options
Yeah.
within that very simple framework.
I like games that seem really easy at first,
Yeah.
and then after you play it, once you go, oh my god, there's so much more to
Yeah.
this
Right,
than I realized.
yeah.
Yeah, and it
I love that,
It has
too.
the feed the people aspect, but it's done in a way that's not so
Well,
obnoxious.
Aquacolia
and-
is like that, where you're like,
Yeah.
you're playing it, and you're like, the first time you play it, like, oh, it seems pretty easy. The next thing you know, you're like, I didn't have enough
all
sheep.
my people are starving.
I didn't have enough sheep. And my daughter's like, I'm not feeding the people sheep. I'm
Turns
like,
out people need to eat.
I totally didn't make them mate enough.
Yeah, Le Havre has like
Oh, that's funny.
like a loan mechanic where you can easily
Get a loan from the bank.
easily borrow some money and pay a little interest, but then it's easy
And
to
then
pay
they
off
take it
anytime
back
you
out of your
want, and-
ass.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's
Like
cool.
banks do.
Yes,
Out of your trunk.
That's right.
you're prehensile. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's
Well, that's really
no
cool.
one's excited to hear about Le Havre 9 years after it came out, but
Well,
it's-
no, I would play it. I haven't gotten to play it yet.
I'm willing for you to bring it over to our house to play.
Did somebody teach you it, or do you have it?
we have it. We bought it. It was reprinted recently, and it was
So
one-
game night then.
It was one. Exactly. It was one of about 10 games that my wife was like, "Okay, I'm
Yeah,
going to cut
we
back
need to do
on
this.
acquiring games this year, but this is one I definitely want to get when it comes out."
That's good to have a
And-
list, because I'm like, yeah, I like this game. We should get it. And then sometimes by the time it actually comes out or it's released, I've forgotten.
We're
and I
like,
end up getting
dang,
like
what is
last-
it?
last-
3 other games
Yeah.
instead. And I'm
Last
like, I
year
still
we-
want it.
We realized last year that we'd added 100+ games to our collection in 1 year.
Oh my gosh!
And we're like, okay,
yeah.
in 2017
we need to maybe slow down like a tiny bit.
We're gonna
Just
slow
like,
down in
Let's
2017.
do 25%. So just
You have
75
the same
games
problem
this
we
year.
do, where
it's
like
fine.
when you look back at how many games you added versus
Yeah.
how many games you actually played
Yeah.
that were new,
Yeah.
you're like, ooh, this isn't matching up. Our shelf of shame started getting bigger than
Yes.
like our games that we'd played.
So this year we cut back on acquiring new games. I've been trying to really enjoy the ones we have. And
That's good.
Playing a handful of new ones
That's
as well.
good.
It's a good strategy, which I like. Kind of the co-oping games was like you've got some games we don't have. We do that with iProfit and stuff. Like when they get a new game, I'm like, oh, because I got them Champions of Midgard. So now that they have that, and they
Right.
get the expansion for that. Like I'm not going to get any of that stuff. And like they have Splendor, and I've got Century Spice Road.
Right.
So we kind of split games somewhat.
And that's something in the last few years I've been trying to do more of. As I
'Cause I
meet
don't
more
need-
gamers in the area, it's like,
Right.
I don't need to own all these
No,
games.
you don't. You
As
just
long as
like,
somebody
where's your
has a
list?
copy.
Yeah.
Where's your
Yeah.
board game
If you
geek
find that
list?
nobody like Cards Against Humanity, that was one that people were like, "Oh, you guys should get that," but like every single people,
Yeah.
every group we ever hung out always
They're
had it.
it's everywhere.
Yeah,
So we're
everybody
like,
has
we don't
it, yeah.
need to own this. We can play it.
I don't even
anytime
like
we
that
want.
game.
That being said, I know at least 2 other people who also backed Rising Sun in my game group. So
We did.
Yeah, we did too.
you did, okay, make that 3. Make that 3.
No, I didn't.
You did not.
I
Okay,
didn't.
that's okay. There's
Well,
3 other
you
copies.
should- what
4
you
other
need
to
copies
do
you have
is,
access to.
Like a Memoir 44 has the giant mode or whatever, where you can put them
Yes.
next to each other.
Yes.
So you just do like 3 Rising Suns,
super Rising
we
Sun.
could do
ultra
like a
mega Rising Suns.
I'm into it.
We could do like a tournament, like the winner out of the first one.
That's right.
gets
There
moved
you
into,
go.
Like the next table for the next game.
That's what we need
Did you
to
guys
do.
get into the extras that came with it? The coins
I did not.
or the extra faction or anything?
I did not because I'm like, dude, cool me here.
There's plenty there anyway.
I can't keep giving you so much money every
I will,
year.
I will say Arcadia Quest kind of killed us because we were like, oh yeah, we'll spend $100
Oh my
to get the
God.
base game, and,
And
next
then
thing
they're
you know,
going to
we're
have
like 350
steeds
into it
now.
and
They're going to
stuff.
have steeds coming out now. I mean,
We don't even get to play the game enough. Like we can't paint
Cool
everything.
Mini or
There's-
not probably owns part of my soul at this
I
point.
can paint like
Yeah.
4 figures a year
It's
tops.
between them and Steve Jackson. Just like
Well, no, because like I do stuff for Steve Jackson, but like
She does stuff for Steve
Yeah.
Jackson.
I do.
We get enough
I
Cool
do.
Mini
good
or
night,
not.
everybody.
We do enough Cool Mini or not that I should like let them do stuff to me.
Well, that's right.
Get free
Yeah,
stuff.
I
They
know,
have already.
right?
They've emptied your bank account.
That's true.
What are your couple of top favorite Kumini or Not games?
I could sell those games and pay my mortgage off probably.
Let's see here. What's our favorite Cool Mini or not? I really like Arcadia Quest a lot.
I've yet to play.
Because it's
You
so
can come to our
fun.
house. We have like everything.
It's so just. I mean,
I've
it's
heard only good things.
It's kind of like playing like
playing a hack and slash like RPG, but like on
Baldur's Gate
your
for, like, Xbox,
table,
like Baldur's
yeah.
Gate 2, where
and
they're
it's
kind of like
fun. You
yeah.
know, it's not like it can be super competitive if you wanted it to be, but for the most part, like it's pretty much just
when you're playing with
opportunity
like
of hitting
David
somebody
Bowie
or
character,
whatever.
you're
Yeah,
playing like the Goblin King is in your group, and you've also got
Yeah.
like some call
Nice.
me Tim. You know, you've got like all these great characters from
and
all
like your
these great
big
movies.
giant mutated bunny and stuff, and like
Yeah.
just it's super cute, and it's very hack and slash, and just it's
kinda
dice,
like we
some
were talking
dice
about with
rolling
Clank
and
in
stuff,
Space.
and
A lot of parodies in it.
It's very
Almost
cute.
Every character in there's a parody.
Yeah.
Like you got the guy from Willow, and
it's a fun feel good game, is what it is. Really,
awesome.
Yeah,
And
like
the characters are really cool looking.
yeah, and then since it's scenario done, like you can go
Yeah.
through an entire campaign and like level up your characters and get like weapons
And you can
stuff.
theme and stuff. You're
and-
like, I'm going to only do wizards or
Yeah.
only characters from this movie.
There's
or-
like a skirmish mode too, though, right? It's not just a campaign, or is
well,
there?
you play against each other.
Yeah, so
okay.
you're battling guilds, and so you're basically trying to take down bosses, like to get the most guild renown. And as you're trying to take down the boss, you can also like prevent the other players
Oh, that's
from
right,
like
that's
By knocking
doing
them out.
that by knocking them out. So it matters how far you want to go with that. Like
We've switched it depending on who we're playing with, where we've made it where like we'll put a different goal in other than knocking out the other guildmate.
right, yeah,
'Cause
just
sometimes it gets like too competitive. We start getting like mad at each other. Because you can spec like to kill other players or spec to win
Right.
the scenario. So it's kind of like
It
one of
matters
those
how you wanna
things.
play.
Yeah, sometimes you can go one way or the other, and if you're just the guy who's like, I'm really good at killing other characters, nobody really wants to play with you. Cause
But
you're,
we
like,
usually
killing
play the
everybody.
fun way, and then now they have like the little pets expansion, so you have little tiny pets
Run around
there.
And the
Pig.
dragons, right?
Yeah, and then you have giant dragons you can fight,
Yeah.
and then next year they're coming out with steeds that you can ride. So I'm like, I'm in. Cool mini or not?
Yeah.
Give me
Take
all
my
the
money.
things. I know. Here, just take it. I don't even care anymore.
Here's
And
my
then-
bank account
Right?
number. You just stop
Blood
when I
Rage?
start
Keep
screaming.
Blood
sending
Rage
it
is
to
awesome.
me.
Yeah.
I love Blood Rage.
Did you guys
but-
kickstart that one, or did
Yes.
you buy it later?
Well, no, we didn't kickstart it.
We
I
didn't
got
mine
kickstart
later.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought ours later
But
too.
that game, like, as much as I love it, it's seriously so. Like, my two best friends, right, my wife and John and iProfit, we're playing it, and I wanted to punch both of them in the face by the time we were done with it. I was so mad at them. That game really makes everyone at the table mad.
Super mad.
But it's
Oh, yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're
It
super
doesn't
mad.
matter if you're winning in that game. You're
I'm
pissed.
over there like I can't draft a
Hence
monster
the
to save
name
my
Blood
life.
right,
Rage.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I can't get a monster to save my life.
took out my
You're
sea
always in
monster? I'm
Mirrodale,
kicking your
and
ass.
I can't do anything. I get like so angry.
My wife does the port, the
Yeah.
ship strategy.
Yes.
Where like I want to win this battle to,
My favorite
up a
strategy.
stat or something, but she gets a whole bunch of points.
She
in the
usually,
meantime
for some reason,
because
she's
I
always
just kill
able to
her.
tactically beat me in that game.
Yeah.
So the only way I can win is like I'll go like the Loki strategy, where like she's killing me, and I'm like I'm getting all these points because you go
Yeah.
like the Valhalla route,
Right,
and you
right.
get all the points in the end for
Right.
dying. And so I ended up getting. That's how I ended
Like,
up
as
finally
long as
beating
I'm
her.
dying.
Because she was beating me so bad the first couple times we played it, I was like, okay, I'm going to go a different route, and I kind of drafted like the Loki Valhalla strategy, and
Yeah.
I ended up winning from getting glory from going to Valhalla.
Right.
So that was pretty sweet.
Well, that's what's good about the
She
game
didn't
is
see
there's
that
so many
coming.
different ways to skin the cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And it's very
Whoa,
even-
whoa, whoa! Why are we skinning cats, buddy? There
What-
shouldn't be multiple ways to skin a cat. Like all
Oh,
ways
there's-
are bad.
There's so many
They
ways.
don't like that.
All right, I think we are over our hour, so we're going to do some honorable mentions. Make sure to check us out on Favorite Game Friday on at Epic Gaming Night on Instagram. You can also check us out on the Dice Tower because they do it there too,
They
and
do
see
it
what
there.
our favorite game for Friday is with our theme.
R as in you. But
Well, she does filled it out to me, and we
Oh,
discussed
okay.
it together.
All right.
But
That's
she's
good.
prettier, so she goes on film.
Wow.
Well,
we
maybe not
also have
prettier, but she is a
Macro.
girl.
We also have MacroCon coming up on November 4th, and that is going to be a single day, like little convention where you can go out and play games.
Bring your tortoise.
I think it's going to be held at like a church or something. So
Don't bring your tortoise.
You have to help me
you
lift
can-
the tortoise.
You can look it up on Facebook, MACRO
Are you
Con.
bragging?
Also, make sure to check out our Mystery Dungeon 1000 and rate us on Stitcher and iTunes.
You know what I want to? If you've got your own Mystery Dungeon 1000, send us a copy. I want to hear some other people's Mystery Dungeons.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
kind of interesting. They could do like the same ones that we did, and then
Yeah, see their take on some of these weird scenarios.
Right, that would be kind of cool. I'd be down with that.
Yeah,
I'd listen
I might
to
even
stuff.
post it for free. So if you want to send us free content, we can post. That's awesome.
He's farming out all of his work.
Trying.
That's fantastic. Does anybody else have anything left that they want to say for the day?
Arizona Game Fair.
Arizona Game Fair.
February 9th, 10th, and 11th. Tickets should be up by this point.
Right.
And,
Valentine's Day gift for
It's
your
a
loved
3-day, and it's
There you
going
go.
to start off at being $40, but it's going to end up being $60. So you should probably
Ooh,
get your
tickets
Buy it
now,
while it's
then.
cheap, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a
Affordable.
Yes.
over 1,000 games in the library.
Wow.
It just only slightly dwarfs yours. Just a few less than
My
yours,
game
Greg.
collection, yeah.
But we have a
I'm
bunch
a long
of
way from 1,000.
a bunch of Milton Bradley stuff.
He's only
you know.
900
Oh, yeah.
tops.
Yeah, high nines.
Right. Yeah.
We could hit 1,000.
Dang it, what was I
going
to say for Arizona Game Fair? Date, time. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You can go there to meet Andrew Long in person.
That's right.
He's better than you'd think.
Oh, GMs and stuff like that.
Is that an
The
endorsement?
sign up is going to go live when we go live with the tickets. So,
Okay.
and we're going to
When
have
do tickets go live?
soon, very soon.
Very soon.
It should have been last week. before
So
recording,
once this
but-
comes out, hopefully,
yes,
By
once
the
this
should
time
be
this
like
is
mid-month.
out,
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And how many, is it spaces limited? Is there a certain amount of tickets? Or?
we've just doubled our space, so
No.
please don't think it's limited.
Okay.
It's going to be
You want to get your tickets early because
Yeah.
the pricing.
the price.
Pricing
is
is much
Yeah.
better.
Get your tickets early.
If you're going to
Yeah.
go, get them early. for
Right.
sure.
Right, if you're going
absolutely.
to bring the family, you might as well get the tickets early.
Yeah,
Family
and
is
it's a really
cheaper.
good game convention to go to. There was a great turnout last year, and he had heavy
yours
cardboard
two's gonna be
there,
even better.
and we had a bunch of.
We were there. That's a big attraction.
Oh, and we're going to have
That's true.
panels.
Yes.
Instead of being the podcast stuck over by the restrooms, we're actually going to have the panels on the. Well, it's true. It was in the intersection, and the restrooms were right behind
That's right.
us.
That's
Everybody-
true. It was awesome.
anybody
You guys
It was
lived
like
your whole
anybody
life next to a restroom.
all the time. All the
Almost
time.
our whole life.
That's like
so
the story of
bedroom
our
has a
life.
restroom right
Story
next
of
to
our
it,
life.
so we're going to have the podcast on the panel stage with a 100-person theater. So come,
Very nice.
Come heckle us.
Wait, what?
Please don't heckle me. I cry easy.
Heckle Glory Hog.
Well, absolutely.
Yes.
Somebody needs to
Feel
come
free to
and
throw
heckle
your
Glory.
panties at me, boys or girls. All takers.
That's it for right now.
Used only, please.
Oh my god! And that's where I'm cutting it.
This has been a GloryHoundd production in association with Abnormal Entertainment. For more shows, game news, and amazing adventures, follow us at gloryhound.com, at GloryHoundd on Twitter, or in Glory We Trust on Facebook.
Head to abnormalentertainment.com for all of our podcasts and blogs. Go to cinemaheadcheese.com for our movie reviews and news. Don't forget our YouTube channels, Abnormal Podcast and Cinema Head Cheese. Get us on Twitter, @AbnormalPodcast, and find all of our shows and Abnormal Entertainment on Facebook.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.